Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. Not put much out this week on YouTube, so I'm going to give you a treat now for all you members. All right. Just jotted a few things down. I've had a busy couple of days. I've been messing with the John Fury Mickey Theo fight, or Mickey Theo John Fury fight, whichever way you want to bill it. Let's just say it's something I think will happen eventually. So I've been messing with that, with billboards and stuff like that. So anyway, back down to business. Anyway, Friday morning. Just jotted a few things down, bit of a catch up. Mayweather. Mayweather and Logan Paul. What was that? What was that? I don't normally agree with Eddie Hills, the 4-0 Iceman from Billericay. Free by way of. Don't normally agree with him, but let's have it right. It was a cash grab, wasn't it? But how can he talk about that? He was one of them that were putting YouTubers on, wasn't he? You know, putting Billy Joe on undercard, that big one in America he did, and you know, it's he's got blood on his hands as well, hasn't he? Boxing fans' blood. That's how I look at it. But I don't know, that's Eddie Hills, isn't it? But the fight was shite, utter shite, and I hope all them involved are ashamed of themselves. I don't even want to talk about it and get any airtime. I hope they're all ashamed of themselves. Ritson versus Ponce this weekend. I think it's a good fight. It looks good on paper, doesn't it, with the records and that, but when you scratch the surface, it's a bit of a gimme fight for Ritson. But that's boxing, isn't it? The actual show, is that show any better than what Dennis Hobson, Mick Hennessy and Bricktop are putting on? Well, if you go by the box rec, you know, he had all the opponents up on the right-hand side and had all the opponents' records up on the left-hand side, and look at them all and compare them. They're all pretty similar, aren't they? They're treating boxing fans like mushrooms, aren't they? They're feeding us shit and they're keeping us in dark. And it's got to stop on it. And like I said, it just can't be me banging on about this. Other people have got to bang on about it as well. So the card's total garbage. The Newcastle card is shocking, isn't it? But that's boxing. Getting back to the boxing chat we were talking about, Eddie Hearn, Eddie Hills, whatever you want to call him, Sir Edward, Silver Spoon Boy, whatever. He's saying it's great for boxing that Top Rank are going to be working with Sky Sports. He's going to say that, isn't he? But let me tell you this. He didn't want that. Not for 4 years. Because if his DAZN thing messes up after 2 years, where's that leave him? Where's that leave him? Let me shut this window. It's getting a bit drafty. Accountant by name, accountant by nature, and Eddie would have wanted the route back to Sky. That's why he's not burnt his bridges. He's just playing the game, isn't he? But if it don't work out for him at DAZN, where's he going to go? He's going to have to set his own, like a Box Nation type thing up, isn't he? But this is how I look at it at the moment. They're taking all these pundits over to DAZN and signing all these fighters and all that. We can all see who's in the Eddie Hearn camp, can't we? You know, you your Dave Caldwells, Tony Bellews, they're going to get their tongues right up his hula hoop even further. I mean, Dave Caldwell's that far up Eddie Hearn's arse. He's eating his food for him, isn't he? He's that far up. But, you know, it is what it is. And these people are whores. That's what they are, whores. But what you're going to get now, you're going to get Eddie Hearn controlling the narrative, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? That's what you're going to get. So that's how I look at it. But trust me, he's devastated that Bob Arum's with Top Rank. He's devastated because it means Tyson Fury is going to fight on Sky now, doesn't it? And if Joshua doesn't jump over to DAZN, Eddie's in a bit of a pickle. Now, we keep hearing about Joshua's going to fight Usyk. It's done! It's done! There's an announcement tomorrow about announcements on Monday. It's all announcements, isn't it? Right. I'm going to stick with what I believe in. I believe that Joshua probably wants to fight Usyk, but the people around him don't want to. So maybe Joshua's going to drag them to the ring when he fights Usyk, but they'll be the ones kicking and screaming, the people behind the scenes. But I think that's an hard fight for Joshua, and I'm going to put my money on Usyk to stop him late on. People keep saying, he's too big, he's too strong, Porky, you're wrong. Well, look, I don't get everything right, do I? All I'm doing is trying to sift through the bullshit and give you people an opinion on watching the channel. But we're going to see, we're going to see how it works out. But like I said, at the moment, it's announcements about announcements, isn't it? Speaking of John Ryder, now I like John Ryder. He's a pretty decent kid. He goes on Boxing Asylum and that, and he's pretty approachable. I've met him a couple of times. He's very quiet. Then we put John Ryder in with Bivol. John Ryder and Bivol. Now, John Ryder, he gets smashed up by Bivol. That shows you what they think about Bivol. Yeah, John just wants his shot, doesn't he? What, against Bivol? Why don't he hang about and try and get a shot for a vacant belt or a regular belt, or just look after him and that, because John Ryder's been shafted in a few fights on points, hasn't he? I'd like to see him fight Callum Smith. If you're going to fight Bivol, why not fight Callum Smith? Why don't Callum want that fight? I don't know. But a few people in Sheffield giving me the whisper. I don't know if they're doing it so I make myself look a cunt on this channel, but people saying that Amir Khan and Kell Brooks in talks, Porky, it's in talks. No, it's in talks. Says who? Says who? Amir Khan's people who I've spoke to this morning say it isn't. It's not in talks. Load of rubbish. So who'd want to see that anyway at the moment? It's a dog with fleas, isn't it? So Canelo versus Caleb Plant. Don't want to see that? Well, he's going to say we're going for all belts, aren't we, at Super Mill? But I want to see Canelo after he's beat Plant. I want to see him fight Beterbiev or Beterbiev or however you want to pronounce it. That's why I want to see Canelo fight after he's beat Caleb Plant. Billy John chatted me, with all that filming yesterday with Mickey Fio. We're up at 4 a.m. in Manchester early. We're at it till, I don't know, 16, 17 hours yesterday. I'm shattered today. Billy Joe Saunders. It took him 32 days to come out and do an interview. And he's done it on radio. 5 Live. Hey, why is that? Why can't we see a video of you, Billy? He's got a face for radio now, has he? This is how I look at it. Conor McGregor got beat, didn't he, after all that mouthing off? Took his punishment like a man. Did his interviews after. came back and fought the guy and beat him. Billy Joe Saunders didn't take it like a man. They played the blame game. They tried to cover up, not done any interviews, and now he's talking he might retire and blah, blah, blah. I think he should retire if this injury's that bad. I mean, they're now adding extra things onto injuries. There's this wrong, there's that wrong, there's 3 bones here and there's a fracture here. And look, once you tell a lie to me, anything else you say, it's no good. So they can spin as many stories as they want. The bottom line is this: it took him nearly 5 weeks to come out and do an interview, and then he's done it on radio. And he's been itching to do one, itching. But we want to see him do an interview on IFL with his big mate, Cougs. Why ain't Cougs had him on channel? Eh? I'll have anybody else on. Why? Why not get his big mate, Cougs, on the channel? Coogan, why can't you pull it off? I'll tell you why. Because they're going to have to turn all comments off, aren't they, on interview below? That's why. Bully by name, bully by nature. So, Carl Froch against Roy Jones. Do I want to see it? If it's an exhibition, I'd pay for it because he's my pal, innit? But Carl's been hard at ring over 7 years. Roy Jones has been knocked out God knows how many times, and he's just wanted to pick free money up. Have I got a problem with him getting a few quid? I don't know. Roy Jones, I heard, had problems with his finances. Carl Froch is a multi-millionaire. He has not got problems with his finances. He's very shrewd. Have I got a problem with him picking money up? No, I suppose I am really, but I'd be biased, wouldn't I, regarding Carl? So no, I am. But I would like to see some knockouts. I don't want to see fighters carrying each other and then sailing off into the sunset, laughing and joking. I want to see them going at it. I don't want to see all this. We don't declare the winner, but there's knockouts, because we're not seeing knockouts, are we? We're seeing fighters carrying each other. So I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all. I want to see them going at it. I'd like some state in America or somebody just to give them a license each, so they could say, right, they've got a license. It's going to be Queensberry rules, 10 rounds. They're going at it proper. And it's going to be judges and all that carry on. So that's what I want to see. Exhibition stuff, it's a bit lame duck in it for me. And obviously, I want to see Carl Froch prosper in his life. I always felt that he would do a pension fight. He never got one. It's not the pension fight I would have wanted for him. I would have liked to have seen him come out and fight somebody like Paul Smith, somebody like that, or Martin Murray. He's just fought for a world title, hasn't he? Why not? If he's good enough for Billy Joe, good enough at Cobra. But I don't know. The sad news that we were greeted with yesterday were the passing of Kirtland Lang. May he rest in peace. Kirtland Lang, the gifted one. I spent quite a bit of time with Steve Bunce a couple of years ago. We spoke at length on 2 different nights over a space of 5 days regarding Kirtland Lang, the gifted one. I spent time with Buncey at Dennis's dad's funeral. Well, could you say it's a funeral really, because his body was frozen in ice. If you want to Google Dennis Hobson Sr., you'll see that his body's in America, in Detroit, until they find a cure. He's 82 years of age. So if they find a cure in 500 years, I don't know what they're going to do for him at 82. But let's hope they do find a cure. But actually, Steve Bunce and me, we spoke about Kirtland Lang, and that were good, positive. But his family wanted money for a follow-up and all that carry on and blah, blah, blah. And then he got pushed out of a window and he was alcoholic and he walking around like a tramp. And it was awful to see Kirtland Lang, the gifted one. But what I shall take from speaking about it with Bunce was, a few days later, I went to a film premiere in Sheffield with Steve Bunce, a film called The Journeyman, starring Paddy Considine, and Bunce has got a role in that. And we spoke about it again that night, and we spoke about how what Steve will take from Bunce's career is what I will. That night in Detroit, he beat Roberto Duran. Not only beat him, he schooled him. And I'll always remember Kirtland Lang for that night in Detroit when he beat Duran. I'll always remember him for that. I think he was on a Don King show, if I remember. Don't quote me on that. You probably have to check that. I'll probably have Kent coming back and say, no, it wasn't on a Don King show, it was an Arab show or something. I think it was a Don King show. So I'll always take something from that it were Kirtland Lang beat Roberto Duran. But I think it's very, very sad. And what did boxing do for Kirtland Lang? He was shuffling about like some tramp in London, and then he moved up to Nottingham, and he was in a bad way, and this and that, blah, blah, blah. What did boxing do for Kirtland Lang? What's boxing doing for Michael Gomez? What are boxing doing for these fallen heroes that spilt the guts for us? What is boxing doing for them? Because we've got all these people at Boxing Board of Control living it large, spent £900,000 last year on expenses, flying everywhere business class and limousines and lobster salmon and fillet steak, big bottles of wine, gargantuan breakfasts. But what are they doing for Kirtland Lang? Somebody who spewed his guts in the ring. And I heard a story where nobody could even help him fill his forms in for his benefit claims. Nobody wanted to help him, and they kept stopping his money and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And that's boxing for you, isn't it? It's the most unforgiving sport in the world. The dirty business, isn't it? So Kirtland Lang, may you rest in peace, young man, whatever. Kirtland Lang, bless him. But yeah, it's quite upsetting that. That's about it, really. I'll save that for me to do list for later. This is what Eddie Hearn's been doing for 10 years. Been doing it for 10 years now with IFL. I'm going to finish on that. He's been doing it for 10 years, and they're not reporting on the news at IFL, are they? They're not reporting on boxing news. They are creating boxing news, like Eddie Hearn. They're creating storylines, aren't they? That's what they're doing. They're creating storylines. What's it going to be like when they start with DAZN with this game changer ideas he's got? I mean, they're letting Eddie Hearn loose with his own production, his own pundit people. Can you imagine the hula hooping from the Eddie Hearn punditry boys? Eddie Hearn's pundits, can you imagine them at DAZN? All hula hooping the Eddie Hearn show and the Eddie Hearn fighters, and not reporting on what they should be reporting on. They're going to have their own agenda, aren't they? So, is boxing in a good place? No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is at all. I don't think it is. I don't think it's in a good place at all. I think we're being lied to. The best two heavyweights in the world, they can't even get them in the ring. That's how I look at it at the moment. And we've got the best middleweight in the country fighting at super middle, fighting the best in the world. You can't even do an interview 5 weeks later. 5 weeks tomorrow, isn't it? Can't even do an interview. So what's going on? What is going on? I don't know, but I want to thank everybody for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment on these videos. And I want to thank everybody for joining members area. It's only $5.99 a month, 59p a video. 10 extra videos a month. This is video number 3 of the month. There's a video out probably tomorrow. The filming up in Manchester. That's good with Mickey. Did a bit of filming in Doncaster as well at mine to finish it off. But so enjoyed that. Let's hope that Big John Fury, big fighting man that don't fight, I'll tear you limb from limb. I'm X-rated. You're messing with the best. Well, he's disappeared, hasn't he? But he sent a Russian caravan on here, or something. So he says. But who believes anything he says anyway? Who believes anything that man comes out with? He talks sort of rubbish, doesn't he? But let's hope that he finally decides to fight Mickey Theo and get it over and done with. That's all I've got to say on the matter. Because it's dragging on now and he's looking a bit pathetic, isn't he? Looking pathetic. But that's about it, really. Got a few things to do now for the rest of the day. Keep busy. I need to have a schedule, don't I? Otherwise, I'll probably go take drugs. Because drugs are my best mates. Well, they used to be. So I like to keep busy. So that's about it. So peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep supporting boxing. Thank you once again for joining members area. And it means a lot. And like I said, we put the money into production. Well, most of it. After YouTube, we've had the slice of cake. So, all right. Peace out.